Let's start with the issue at hand. We started with some kind of news about our Jackie Gleason Depot with a problem with bed bugs. Now, I haven't been at Gleason in a few days since this was posted on the door. I mean, I was out. But I want to make sure if this is actual fact or just someone just posted the paper.
Right.
Because I haven't heard anybody talk about it. They just posted this picture. You got the picture up there?
They put a sign outside of a door, I believe.
A sign of a door. That in our depot, that we call that like the quiet room. So that sits right next to our crew room. You get out of the crew room and there's a door right down the right. And you know, a lot of guys, especially me, complain that some people have been using that like an Airbnb. What do you call it?
Right.
Airbnb.
Like a restroom or just
I mean,
chill quiet time room.
It's a quiet time, but we got some guys that be sleeping in there, take their shoes off. It's like, you know, it.
Has there been any chat in the depot regarding like bringing that to the union reps' attention? Whoever, like Janine Gregory or Chair over
I believe it was brought up, and I think they spoke to one of the people who most of the drivers have a problem with. Supposedly, this guy retired already, but he keeps coming down here. Now, we're not saying that he's the one that brought them. You know,
he's the one that posted, or nobody knows.
No, we don't know who posted that. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything else. So if anybody's heard something about that, but it's serious because you know, it's like I haven't heard if they've done anything yet. And I'm saying bring the dogs in. They're just gonna go check that one room.
There was a situation that happened in KB a while back regarding that, and I think the media was notified, and it was a big issue. So I don't know how you guys want to move, you know, policing whoever's watching this. But usually you would try to contact your union reps, and then, you know, they would liaise with management and try to resolve the issue. And then if that doesn't work, then other measures need to be taken.
Because we don't know if maybe an operator brought it from home or they got it on a bus. And if they got it on a bus, does that mean they got to check the buses too?
Yeah.
So but they have to check the whole fleet now.
Because now it's a safety issue. You got shifters shifting buses. You got operators driving buses. Nobody wants to come home with bed bugs.
Nobody.
So
and that's an expensive job to get rid of those things.
Yeah.
And from what I know, these little bugs, they could, every
Destroy
10 days, when they become an adult, the females could lay eggs every 5 days.
That's a fact.
No, how's it? Every 5 days, every day, 5 eggs once they're adults.
Forget fumigation of your house. You got to throw out your furniture, throw out your mattress.
There's things you could do. You got to spray. They have some things that you do, but you got to do like every 5 days for like a couple of months to
start from scratch.
It's not even worth doing that. Just throw it out.
Yeah.
But you know,
my father had bed bugs. He had to throw everything out.
It's serious.
Just bag everything, throw everything.
It's a scary situation, man. You bring this shit at home, and TA's not gonna pay for it.
Not at all.
Yeah. What happened with my father though is that somebody had an infestation in their apartment, and when they threw it out, they threw it in the backyard, and so it crawled into
crawled back in into other apartments.
Yeah, my father had to throw everything out. I don't even go over there.
That's crazy.
I'm scared to go visit them.
So we got some pictures to show if anybody's never seen them.
What a bed bug looks like.
Bed bug itself, and the kind of bites. From what I've read, they look similar to a mosquito bite, but they don't itch.
That looks
like a
almost
mosquito
like
bite.
a rash right there.
Yeah, that usually when you see those 3 buttons, those 3 spots, is usually because the bed bug started biting on one area.
Wow.
The person moves. So the bed bug moves and then starts another one. So up to 3 times one bed bug could get you in that area to get their blood. And once they feed, they molt. And they do like 5 times in their throughout their life. They like molt 5 times, so they'll feed, fill themselves up like that, really fat. And then they molt they molt the skin. And then when they're adults, that's when they start laying eggs, like the females, like 5 eggs a day. Every day, man. And within 10 days, those things are hatching. So it could very quickly become horrible. So this thing at the depot, they just saw it. If they saw a couple, that means that they're already everywhere.
Yeah,
usually they come out at night.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So if they're seeing them during the daytime, there's already a problem. So hopefully, what could they do? Could TA bring the dogs in?
You gotta bring that dog in.
They gotta bring that dog in.
That dog to search throughout the depot.
Yeah.
So guys, if anybody has any information,
they gotta do that. Yeah, that's serious. Yeah,
it is. But who's gonna push them to do it?
So Jose Reyes says they found bed bugs on buses at Gleason before.
Yeah, they have. That I know. I know at least 3 times.
And did the authority take measures
and they sealed them up.
Quarantine the buses?
In Gleason, I've seen that they quarantine it outside. They lock it. They put some tape on the door.
And shifters are not shifting those buses.
Nobody gets in that bus until they come in and fumigate it.
Right.
So that's something. But with this, is inside the depot. It's like I just go in, drop my sheet, and I'm gone. I don't sit around.
Right.
That room should be locked off. And
that's right next to the manager's office. Is right next to it.
Yeah, so, right across from it. Right?
So I don't think they're gonna want. They're definitely gonna do something if it's a real deal. If it's really happening.
Yeah, because you can imagine how many people walk past that room every day.
Right.
So you know somebody's bringing it home. That's just. Ugh.
So let's say a real quick hello to those who have joined us. We got Jason and Donald Yates. Mr. Donald Yates is joining us. Good evening. Jose Reyes, Donnie, Jonathan. We got Gloria from Arizona joining us.
Big G.
Mario, Jose. Thank you for joining us. Take this time to please help us out and share this live, because we're only sharing it to our page, the show's page, and our group page, and our regular private pages. So with that said, it's another kind of bug that is being in the news right now, real quick, and then after this we're gonna get on with everything you want to talk about. And this is, we got the video for this. For the ladies, you know those fake eyelashes?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna want to watch this.
Fake eyelashes.
Watch this. Be right back in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, so.
Yo, that's nasty. So basically, these ladies are not really cleaning their fake eyelashes.
That's insane.
Now, you know that bug, that microbe, is always in everybody. We have it. It lives there. It grows. It matures and it dies. But when you don't clean your face every day, that's when these bugs, they grow so much they come out of the pores from your eyelashes and climb up onto those fake eyelashes. And then when you don't clean them off them, they just keep building up and building up. So basically, we have those things already living in our skin, but we don't see them because you're washing them off every day when you wash your face.
So we have a symbiotic relationship.
I don't understand.
There.
Sisters just.
We have a lot of, you seen that show that says Monsters in Me?
Yeah.
So they're in there. They live there.
Sisters, we don't need the fake eyelashes. You know, we love who you are. Just keep it natural. Keep it regular. It's not,
you can say
that serious.
But they still gonna do it.
Yeah, you know, it's
crazy. Sometimes they put on like they're overly large.
Understand.
It's this social media that's killing them. Like everybody wants to live their best life. They want to be living this fake lifestyle. That, I mean, seriously.
But you know what? It's all right. You could wear your eyelashes.
Whatever boat your float. You know,
just clean them. Just clean them. That's all, ladies. Just keep them clean. Wash them every day.
I like a natural woman.
Natural, sis.
Natural.
They come home. They take the eyelashes out. They take the fake.
It's a whole different person.
Boobs.
Crazy.
A whole different person.
The extensions in the hair.
Like Potato Head, you start taking the face and the lips.
They throw everything in the corner, and you're like, everything I want is in that corner.
Just like I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah.
When she started
with a leg.
She started peeling off everything, her hair, everything. She had one leg.
Pretty much. All right, guys. So, ladies, awareness, please.
Yeah. A lot of us just like the real stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's not that serious.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is, was it Friday that at Gleason we had a safety inspection?
Yes.
There was a safety inspection done by the transit. And from what I heard, they knocked down about 60 buses.
Okay.
When I was sitting,
a start.
I sat there 20 minutes. They gave me my bus. I went into the bus. The windshield was, you couldn't see because it's so dirty, and the window. So I went back and said, listen.
They didn't wash the buses last night through the wash when the shifters had them? Or?
I think they do, but it's just the inside of the windshield.
Oh, I gotta say, every time the buses come in, they go through the wash.
Okay, they go through the wash.
They go through the. That's like.
Because I know sometimes if the weather's super cold or whatever, they'll knock the washes down.
I've never known Gleason since I've been there. The 10 years I was there.
Right.
To skip the wash when buses pulling in.
Okay.
Only if they're only if it's
because they're going
mechanical.
into the fuel.
Right, the fuel
and
line.
when they get fuel, they gotta go
straight to the wash. Yeah.
Okay, and they don't turn that off.
But then they gotta clean the inside of the windshield.
That's the issue. That's where the issue comes in. There.
And I think some cleaners they use leave like a streak.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
But anyway,
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
What
is they're not? It's not being cleaned properly every night like it should be. When I got stuck to restricted duty, and they put me in as a bus cleaner.
We had the decks and dashes and all that cleaning up. Right?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, in one bus, I ran through a roll of paper towels. That's how dirty.
I see a lot of bus operators. I see a lot of bus operators doing their own thing, like
we're not supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to bring that up. You're not supposed to.
But you know, in Gleason, they have little stations down the center aisle.
They got paper towel. They got
paper towel.
Right. You're not supposed to do that.
And and disinfectant just make the bus smell nice.
That's
and we were told that we're not supposed to.
You're taking jobs away from the cleaners. That's their job.
Right. So when I got my bus that day, I told them it's dirty. They had to bring someone else, and then I had to wait another 20 minutes to get my bus. But then they don't put you in place.
Yeah.
So when I got out, I saw like the 63, 2-3 buses packed to the front. Man, it was packed. Because buses were not coming out. Mm-hmm. So, what do we do about that?
We do have an operator, Maji. Maji goes down early every day.
Not anymore. Yeah. Well, he was clean before. He's back in service now. He always
used to come down, and he had his whole kit with him. That he would come down at least 20 minutes before his time.
Nah, not
good. He does. Not good. But you know why he does it?
But it's a safety issue.
No, he does.
He's supposed to inform the yard dispatcher that my bus is not clean and he needs a cleaner to clean that bus.
He had an issue.
Even if it's a late pull-out.
Maji, if you're watching, by the way, Maji, you know what he does? He's like one of our really great subscribers.
Right.
I don't know if he's doing it now, but he tells me that he sits down in his living room with his family. And he puts our show on the TV, and they watch our show.
So, Mike, if you listen to this, you got to get the yard dispatcher to get a cleaner in the morning, AM service, to clean that bus. You shouldn't be doing that.
He had a problem with skin issue with the dirty bus, and he doesn't want that problem, so he does it himself. But obviously we're not supposed to. We're just supposed to say it's dirty, and someone's got to come clean it. So
sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you be like, yo, man, I just gotta handle it myself.
Yeah. But the MTA now with this whole thing,
right?
Yeah.
With this whole thing that they're calling it a bus safety slowdown. And
that's a misnomer.
It's not a slowdown.
No.
Sure, MTA is going to say that to make us look bad.
That came exactly from a MTA spokesman. Mm-hmm. This is a classic rule book slowdown. An MTA spokesman told Eyewitness News. So I was reading the article. So that is, that's part of negative press. They want conflict. So, news that's boring won't sell. So they got to put something in it to spice it up. But slowdown and safety is a misnomer. We're not slowing down. We're driving the bus safely.
Exactly.
That's what we're supposed to do. And for all of you out there that I've been preaching this for a long time. This is a rule book. You should have a copy. Everyone should have a copy of this on their
supposed
persons,
to carry one.
And that is in the rule book. You're supposed to keep this on your persons while you're in passenger service. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a copy, ask your crew dispatcher. Go to the general, ask for that. If they don't, they seem to become increasingly difficult and hard to find. I've been asking myself, and nobody seems to know where they are. How interesting.
I have one, and it's like mad old.
Right.
But
I still have
it
mine.
It is important. You know why? A few years ago, I had to go to court for a vehicle that crashed into my bus. And when I was sitting there in the court, for some reason, it looks like the lawyer knew about this. And he asked me, let me ask you something. Are you supposed to carry a rule book at all times?
Yeah, that's what
And
I'm
I was
saying.
like, yes, you're supposed to. Do you have it? I pulled it right out of my bag.
Yeah,
I pulled it right out of my bag. You're supposed to. It's part of our job to have our rule book.
And with the rule book, every time, I don't know if you've for the members out there that have been involved in step ones, usually you'll see this rule book on the boss's desk or a book like it. And when he wants to hit you with a discipline, he's going to go to the rule book for the infraction that he allegedly thinks that you've done. And then he's going to do his paperwork based on that. So, you know, a lot of people's like, oh, well, you know, I've been campaigning for this a long time. I'm out there telling everybody need to drive safe. You follow the rule book. You have to play the game according to the rules of the game. And MTA is using this all day, every day against us. And then we need to try to use that same rule book that they use against us, against them. So, you know, having said that, you know, this is your armor. You know, this is your, you know, armor against all the stuff that's coming against us. You know, so we definitely have to adhere to the rule book, drive safely, 18 to 20 miles an hour, be prepared. And it's not being a company man or a company lady, oh, you with management. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to be driving your bus safely, coming home to your children, your family, if you have that, and just doing the right thing. And it takes so much pressure and it takes so much anxiety away from the bus driver if you just follow the rules. You know,
you basically have to pick a side. Like these guys that are saying, you're either with the MTA management or you're with us.
Right.
With us is doing our job the way we're supposed to, by their rules. By their rules. Not about you come in early because you want to get that bus out early because you have to go get your cup of coffee.
Right.
Or you want to be able to run in time. It's not like that, guys. You know we're supposed to get to your window, report on your time. Right? We got 10. I don't know where you're at.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
We report,
yeah.
and we got 10 minutes.
10 minutes
So those 10 minutes, you have to go downstairs to get your bus. Depending on how far you got to walk to get your bus, you got to do your pre-trip.
Right.
I don't know how many people are doing now the wheelchair, the ramp.
Right.
We're supposed to also do that, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, they've been telling us to do. That's part of the safety check.
You know, I've been preaching. I've been telling brothers and sisters, you have to follow the rule book. So then, as I was, you know, doing my campaign regarding safety, in some locations in the Bronx, a member came to me. It's like, well, Nas, well, we're not hearing this from our chair at the depot. We're not hearing this from our division chair. I said, you don't have to hear from your division chair or your chair to follow the rules. That's something you're supposed to do in the first place. So that doesn't make any sense. And then the person thought about it and they were like, you know what, you're right. I said, just follow the rule. And for my probies out there, the ones that are the low end of the pay scale, you want to follow this because, first of all, you're on probation or you're a rookie. You have no time on the job. You need to do your year in service, you know, drama free. So you're not making a lot of money.
Clarify that, because for that first year, you're not technically under the...
Right.
You're not technically protected by the union for that first year.
Absolutely. So you want to do everything in your power to keep yourself out of harm's way.
Right.
You know, and not only that, a lot of them, they don't make the money that, you know, we make the senior operators. Mm-hmm. So a perfect example is if you follow the rule book, driving safely, 18 to 20 miles an hour, I think it says it here, what you're allowing yourself to do is giving yourself the opportunity to make more money. And I'll give you a perfect example. So say we get a 20-minute cut slip maybe once or twice a day. So that translates into a time and a half. So that's what, an hour a day extra at whatever rate of pay that, you know, probies or 1 year operators start at, but $25 an hour. And then if you do that 5 days a week, what does that translate to? $125 a week.
That's money.
Then you translate that into, what does that amount to in a month? That's $500 a month. Now you translate that into a year. That's over $6,000 a year. So
it adds up.
It adds up.
Look, we got here Jonathan saying 10 minutes is insufficient time to pre-trip. Yeah, it
then
is.
Put it on your trip sheet. Say that you know, put on your trip sheet, pop the transfer, attach it to your trip sheet, late pull out due to bus, blah, 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 blah.
I'm going to go with Jonathan because when I was in training, they told me it takes 18 minutes to properly pre-trip your bus.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So 10 minutes
There's a lot of stuff that we
agree
have
with
to
that.
check on the bus.
Yeah.
You see guys just come
You know how many
out,
times in the
take
morning
a quick
I'm
run
coming
around
in
the bus.
or whatever, I don't see operators cycling
Nobody's
the
taking their
wheelchair
time.
ramp.
They're
Nobody's
not
doing the
taking their
wheelchair
time.
ramp.
So listen, we have to get on the same page. We have to do.
They don't even pre-trip in the relief point.
Exactly.
You get off the bus,
Yeah,
you just need to
that's
jump
a-
in and
that's
boogie.
And now that you say that, some years ago, a young lady, she was new on the job. She didn't have the year yet. She got fired because when she went to make the relief, the operator, who was he's in Gleason too. It's fucked up because this guy, he hit a pothole so hard that in the back wheels, a hole on the floor opened up. So he gave the bus to the girl. Somebody reported that hole, or somebody almost got hurt in the hole. She lost her job because they said she didn't do the pre-trip. So, rest in peace, Mr. Our dispatcher, Augie. Augie, bid, I want to say it in a nice way, got on the case of this operator. He was like, you're so fucked up because you got so many years here already. You're like on your way out. You knew that happened. There's no way you didn't know that happened. And you didn't say shit. He's like, not my problem. Not my problem.
Wow.
So the poor girl lost her job. So, like you said, you got to do a pre-trip. You can't trust no. You got to protect yourself.
And a lot of times, what happens when you're doing a relief, the driver that's getting relief, once he sees you, he's gone.
Oh yeah. They gone. Right.
So it's like, what would
we're
you?
Not, we're
what
just
was you
not
supposed
working
to
together.
do? What are you supposed to do in that
Protect
situation?
yourself at all times. You got to protect yourself.
So let's go back to what we started with, which was the safety slowdown we're talking about.
Right.
How,
there's pros and there's cons to that, but yeah.
I don't think there's any cons to it.
There are cons.
Well, the whole thing is that we should all be doing, like they were saying how the union came into the depot and it was doing that. We have someone, one of our misfits, who says that it screws up those are on the road that don't know this is going on, and then they're like, what's going on? They're getting this triple headway, people cursing them out or whatever.
But then that's when the philosophy, the culture of this whole, what we do as drivers and trans workers has to change. You can't worry about that. A senior man once told me a long time ago, the only thing you got to worry about this job, Nas, is reporting to work on time, driving your bus safely, pulling your bus in and going home. He said the rest of the day is going to take care of itself.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I see the anxieties of bus drivers, our brothers and sisters out there, and they get stressed out. Y'all don't have a bus for them. Oh, I'm going to blow my school trip. They get stressed out. Say, relax. You here already. You're getting paid. Stop.
All I say is pick something that's going to work for you.
You're here.
Well, sometimes sometimes you pick a route and you end up getting attached to it. Like a school trip or something like that, you do get attached to some of the customers on it because you want to treat them right. You want to do well by them.
I try not to get too friendly with customers.
Oh, no, it doesn't. I'm not saying that you go out there and make friends.
But at the end of the day, it's all about yourself, self-preservation.
Because the moment that you're late, that's the moment they come in.
Right, you can do everything right. You do one thing wrong. Oh,
they want to hang you.
I agree with that.
Mr. Bermudez says, how can all pre-trips be a 10-minute standard when all yards are not set up the same? Which is true.
That's true.
You've been in Flatbush? I was in Flatbush for 4.5 years. When they send you to the yard, that's like it's a hike.
It's a big yard.
It's a hike. It takes you maybe 7 minutes to get all the way to the back just to get your bus.
Kind of like the farm.
Yeah. So Bermudez, your thing you got to do is you report on time to your window. Once you report, you just start walking to go get your bus. You don't stop and talk to your coworkers. You just walk. You don't got to run. You walk because it's safety, right? You're not gonna jog to your bus. And when you get downstairs, sometimes they don't give you your bus on time. So like you were saying, you get that.
Not to cut you off. Jonathan Romero says when I took more than 10 minutes to pre-trip a bus back in 2013 at Gun Hill, the yard SLD banged me with a violation disruption service, which I beat. Of course he's gonna beat it because it's safety. Safety trumps everything. So to the listeners, to the people that's tuning in, don't worry about that. Don't worry about the dispatch is not gonna like me or they're gonna blackball me. It has nothing to do with that. It has about driving a bus safely, pre-tripping your bus safely, and like I said, cover yourself. Pop the transfer, attach it to your trip sheet, write the bus number and the time or whatever that you had to pull out late, and say pre-trip, late, delayed, or whatever. You have to get another bus. Put that down on your trip sheet and put it on them. Put it on management.
CYA.
And cover yourself. Yes.
Cover your ass.
Cover your ass. Absolutely.
Cover your ass. CYA.
So, and then
remember that.
you won't have the fear of reprisals from management or the SLD or whatever. And then again, if that does happen, then you have options. You have, this is called the bullet for the bus operator. This is called a G2.
Yeah.
So
we'll put a copy of that up there.
If you
don't know what a G2 is.
G2 is a grievance. And if you have any issues with management or harassment or whatever, you need to put pen to paper and go through the process. We have a lot of tools at our disposal as bus operators, but we don't utilize them enough.
Yeah, we have so much power, but we don't use it because we're
You'd be
divided.
surprised how many times people have came up to me like, "Nas, I need you to help me write a G2." I say, "Cool, let's get it popping, let's go." And then send me what you got, or let's go. Give me what you have, and I'll help you write the G2. And then I don't hear nothing from them, and then I follow up with them. What happened with the G2? Nah, that's all right, Nas. You know what?
They get cold feet.
They get cold feet. Don't get cold feet. This is one of the weapons that we have in our arsenal as a bus operator, and other transit members, RTO, MOW, anybody that works for MTA. Definitely don't be afraid to speak with somebody if you don't know how to write it. Go to your union rep at your site location, get help. There's various shop stewards, the unsung heroes of the transit system, that do a lot of work behind the scenes in the shadows. They don't get any recognition for their work because they do it because they love the job. And definitely reach out to them. If you know your shop steward in your location, they'll be more than happy to help you, walk you through the steps to how to write a G2 against management, and or whoever you have a conflict or whatever. So.
Like what you watch, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to stay up to date, and don't forget to like the video.